Well, I'm talking with Ray Harmer and Department of Infrastructure. It's about buses, and it's all kicking off literally yesterday. Louise Whitelegg went to the media, and we're also interviewing her today, but after I've done you. Yeah. You're going to mess around with the buses. I mean, that came out last week. You're going to put on these, hail and requests, and you ring buttons and dial up on the computer, and a bus turns up, but you've got to give 24 hours notice. This is up the north, expansion of the area, not happy bunnies. Over to you.
Well, yeah, actually a lot of people have been really, really happy with what's been going on in the north. It's been, as I said, there's been people who've actually, for the first time, who feel included. That not being able to get to be able to get a bus or whatever. So it's really moving on from a very successful work that we're doing. Obviously, this hasn't been. This is something that's coming out in April as it expands to Jurby, but it's a really positive. And I think the really key thing is the big buses for the main services are still going to be there. This complements what's already there.
Okay, but that isn't how it came across on the radio the other day. It sounded like that was all that was going to be on offer. The bus service was going to be reduced. So let's just clarify things as it stands then. So you are keeping the buses, but adding to them?
So effectively, what we're doing, there's a number of the main buses, and I think we were talking about the 655, the 802, the 80. So all the regular buses will remain. There are those that are perhaps less well used during the day. There's about 5 a day that really are empty buses. We're looking to make that better, so that people will be that will meet people's needs.
And you dial it up. You put it in about 24 hours notice, isn't it?
That's right. Although to be fair, if you ring up on the day, they will try and include you if they can. Yeah. But it's obviously, to be guaranteed, you need to bring in the day before. But remember, this complements the service that will go there. The trouble is, I think you have a very big service that goes right round the big loop that actually doesn't really meet sort of people's needs during the day. So
you've done the sort of research, right? These buses are empty, you said, the ones that have been taking off.
That's right. We go very general. Well, when we say less than 2 passengers, so very in very general terms, they're very underutilised. And what happens is that we've seen already in a short space of time, seen a 20% increase in passenger numbers for where we've moved it across.
So if people are going to see people in the prison, for instance, the times are still okay for that, for instance, are they?
Yes, you've got the scheduled times at 4:30, 5:30, and all of those kind of things. What this does is complements those, if you like, services during the day. It does mean 5 of those off-peak services will be directed towards the Connect Villages.
The Equality Act came up as well, that you'll be unfair to women and children or something like that. I'm just trying to remember your point on that.
Yeah, well, it's a bizarre thing really, because this is actually going to include people who can't get easily to a bus, or perhaps doesn't go near to them. This will actually flex to meet their needs, and that's why we're seeing, as I say, a 20% increase already.
But there is a petition out there. Is this all about communication? Let's try this one, because it does come out that you're going to do some changes. Maybe you've been caught on the back foot because
and the irony
come out very strongly,
I think from what I heard, from what was said on the radio, it's somebody who spoke to somebody who spoke to somebody, and I think what we've
haven't got the facts.
Yes, so in actual fact, we're just about to launch this service. My beef is that we could always communicate much better, and but there will be opportunities in the medical centre to be able to see the plans and to ring.
And do you have a point in this whole procedure that you will review it again if it's not quite right? The timing's not right or whatever.
Exactly. This is a part of a trial. This is long trial. So this is very much improving things and fits in with the investment we're putting into Jurby. That we got approval from Tynwald, which is a fantastic new thing for Jurby.
Well, they're out on that as well. There's a bit of doubt on how much that's going to do.
It's 1.8. It's a huge, massive capital injection into Jurby. That's going to be quite transformational. That we've worked, and local MHKs have worked really hard with the community. It's really exciting our plans on housing, on businesses, on really kick-starting some of those areas.
The one loser in this thing is going to be taxi drivers, yet again, isn't it? Because you're taking business away from them. You are becoming a taxi service.
No, there's always a fine line, but we're not taking single people to single destinations. What we're doing is flexing our bus service, and it's a multi-point.
You're picking off their door, aren't they? Then?
Well, I think a lot of these people would, but it's multiple people to a single location, which isn't, it's not like when you, but taxi services individually, and what we found as well, that in these places, as I say, some people haven't been able to get out at all because there is no service. There is no of any nature, bus or taxi, that meets their needs.
So you're saying, from your point of view, that you've done all the due diligence needed. This is, in your view, going to be a better service because people have the buses, although less frequent regular buses, but with the dial-up version added on.
Exactly, so that it will meet their needs. This is an improvement, an investment in Jurby and the surrounding areas that will meet their needs, rather than, if you like, having a rigid bus timetable.
Did you? I mean, when you heard the interview, were you surprised because nothing was out there? No information seemed to be out there.
No information was out there. It came from absolutely nowhere. It almost came from speculation based on speculation. We've been very clear from the last 2.5 years saying demand responsive transport is part of our inclusion process, and not only that, it's been in a programme for government.
And will this be all Ireland eventually? Is that even Douglas? Will they get the dial-ups and things?
No, because
just the rural areas.
It's the rural areas where they don't have. You could be a mile or wherever. You could be quite away from the bus stop. This flexes it to actually, rather than rigidly sticking to a single route, flexes.
So people get to the prison, people get to the museum and that sort of thing, and spend their money in Jurby.
Jurby and the schools and everything is as is. There's still 9. The services go from 6 in the morning, 6:55 to late night on Fridays. So all the services, the Sunday service remains completely unchanged, for example.
So you're communicating now. It's all back foot stuff by the sounds of it, though.
Well, it's a shame because there was we'd put a plan, a comms plan to because the two will run side by side, so you'll be able to see how it works, and we're putting all those presentation times together, and this really has sort of just pushed it, which is a shame. But it's not, in one way, it's actually communicated it now. At least people will have that opportunity to see for themselves. And
well, I'm off to Jurby after this interview, so we'll have these. As I say, the sort of reverse way around. But getting hold of you is the thing today. So we'll see what they've got to say about this, and see if this has calmed the situation, or at least brought it, and because information's everything, I suppose.
It is, and I think if you say, well, there won't be a regular bus service
as a headline,
then exactly. Yeah. Well, that's absolutely not the case. This is actually improving the things.